Hello, Gurney students. It's Miss Shanaberger again, and today we're going to talk about your Google Earth scavenger hunt. You're going to need two supplies today. You're going to need a recording sheet to write your answers and a pencil. When you get to your computer, you're going to start by opening up our Symbaloo by clicking on Google Chrome. Then you can select either second or third grade, whichever one is right for you. And then you're going to click on the second Earth tile. You're going to notice it looks similar to the one where we watched our video last time, but when you click it, it's going to bring open a piece of paper. This piece of paper is going to look very similar to your recording sheet. Do you see how the numbers that go down the side, numbers 1 through number 8, match your recording sheet? The only difference is that this sheet has also some coordinates. Coordinates are just basically a long bunch of numbers that when you plug them into Google Chrome, it sends you to a specific spot on the Earth. So that's what we're going to do today. So now that this is open, I want you to go up top and I want you to find your X button that's in the corner and then go 2 buttons over to the straight line button. This is also called the minimize button. We're going to click that to make Google Chrome disappear, but we don't actually want it to go totally away. So I'm going to press minimize now. And then I need to go and open Google Earth. So to open Google Earth, I'm going to double click, click. And remember, Google Earth takes a few seconds to open up and load properly. So be patient. Wait until the Earth stops rotating on your screen. Okay, now that it stopped, I know it's loaded. If for some reason you're not in full screen, if your window looks small like this, you want to make it bigger. So if you go up here next to your red X, there's another little button that looks like a square. If you click that, it'll make your screen full screen so that you can see more detail. Next, we need to look at the bottom of our screen. These buttons at the bottom tell us what apps are open right now. On your screen, you're going to have a Google Chrome that's open and you're going to have a Google Earth. You need to know how to go back and forth between these two apps. Sometimes we call that toggling. We toggle back and forth. So if I need to go to Chrome, I just click on Chrome. If I need to go to Google Earth, I just click on the Earth at the bottom because it's already open and waiting for me. So in order to get my first set of coordinates, I need to go back to my Google Chrome and to my document. So before I start, right now my document is very small. It makes it kind of hard to see all of the numbers. See how that W is hiding for number 1? That W is actually really, really important. So because I can't see all of my coordinates in this little box, I want to go up here into my toolbar on Symbaloo, and I want to open this all the way. Do you see this box with an arrow sticking out of it? This will open up my document in a full screen view, and this is what I want to use, okay? Then I'm going to start at the top with number 1. And I have to start by copying this. I don't want to have to remember all of these numbers and letters. So I'm going to make my computer do the work for me by copying. So what I have to do is I have to click at the end of my set of coordinates. I click and I drag my mouse. And I'm going to drag it until I get to the very beginning of my set of coordinates. And then I'm going to let go of my mouse button. Did you notice how it highlighted my coordinates? Okay, now I need to tell my computer to remember this information because remember, I don't want to have to remember it. So right on top of my highlight, I'm going to use my other mouse button. I'm going to right click because I want this white box to pop up because notice I get some choices here. I want to select copy. This is telling my computer to remember this bit of information for me. So with my left click button, my normal mouse button, I'm going to say copy. Now your computer doesn't tell you, hey, I'm remembering this stuff for you, but you just have to trust it. I like to remember the first number in my coordinates so that I know if it pastes in properly. So we're going to remember the number 52 and we're going to go down and we're going to open up Google Earth again. Remember, it's just waiting for us. And I'm going to go up to my search box. And instead of typing in those coordinates, remember, my computer is remembering it for me. So now all I have to do is put my mouse on top of the search box, right click, and this time I don't want to copy, I want to paste. This will tell your computer, okay, you know that stuff you're remembering, computer? I want you to plug it in and put it into this box. So watch, when I select paste, it pastes in that whole long list of letters and numbers. Really cool, right? And remember, we were remembering the number 52 to make sure it put in the right number. And you can see that first number is 52. So now that my coordinates are in my box, the last thing I have to do is press search. And when you search your coordinates, it's going to take you to a secret spot on Earth. I've found some really neat spots that I love for you to see. So when it finally zooms to this spot, you might need to zoom in to see the object. You might need to zoom out. And sometimes, like with this place on Earth, you have to rotate your picture. So up here, you'll notice a compass. I know it's a compass because it's showing me north. You see that N at the top? If I grab and drag that N, you'll notice I can rotate my picture. Sometimes you need to do that with these scavenger hunt places. So now that I'm zoomed in and I've moved my compass around, you can start to tell what number 1 is. So now I can record what I'm seeing on my recording sheet. So your recording sheet is totally blank next to number 1. So you'll write what you see. In number 1, we see a farm, and the farmer has cut a design into his farmland. And you can write a beehive. You can write a beehive and bumblebee. You just need to write something that describes what you're seeing. Once you record down your information, what you're going to do is go back to your coordinate page. And now we're ready for number 2. Now this is where it can get a teeny bit tricky. So before I had number 1 highlighted. To get it unhighlighted, all I have to do is click away from it just once and it'll unhighlight. Then I need to do the same exact thing for number 2. I'm going to click and drag to highlight. Then I'm going to right click on top of where I highlighted, right click. I'm going to copy, which tells my computer to remember. Okay, I'm going to remember the number 51 this time because that's the first set of numbers in my coordinates. I'm going to go back to Google Earth at the bottom. Now, right now, my old number 1 coordinates are still in my box. So I need to click in that box and I need to press backspace on my keyboard. I don't need those coordinates anymore. Then I can go ahead and paste in by right clicking. I can paste in my new set of coordinates and you can see that number 51 came up. So I know it's my new set of coordinates. So now I can search it and I can zoom into that place on Earth. Now I don't want to give away too many of your scavenger hunt places. So I won't show you what's coming up for number 2, but you're going to follow the same process for numbers 1 through number 8. And I want you to write down for each number what you're seeing. Now notice sometimes you have to move to street view. Sometimes you might need to time travel back in time to see something interesting, but I promise you, every single set of coordinates has something interesting. If you notice that you copy and paste, but you're not really seeing anything interesting, go back and check to make sure that your coordinates went to the right spot. You can always recopy and repaste if you think something went wrong.